Very rarely a war would reshape a country's politics for centuries to come. It is even rarer for a war to reshape a whole continent's politics. One such moment was the War of the Pacific, a conflict that redrew the map of South America and forever altered the fate of 3 nations. On February 1878, Bolivia increased taxes on the Chilean mining company CSFA, which violated a boundary treaty that was signed 4 years prior. The treaty is important since it prohibited tax increases for mining and, most importantly, set the boundaries between Chile and Bolivia. Chile argued that if Bolivia broke the treaty by increasing their taxes, then the treaty is no longer valid, meaning that the border between the two countries can be altered. Bolivia wasn't in a great place politically and would prefer to have good relations with Chile, so they backed down, and we lived a happy and prosperous life ever since. Oops, just kidding. The Bolivians seized the Chilean company's assets and put them up for auction. On February the 14th, the day of WOF, the two countries decided to put their differences aside and embrace their common heritage. Oops, just kidding. Chile just occupied the Bolivian port city of Antofagasta, which was inhabited primarily by Chilean miners. War was declared between Chile and Bolivia, with Peru joining Bolivia a month later due to a secret alliance between the two countries. The war was fought over resources and land, so it was very important for both sides. The first 5 months of the war were pretty peaceful, with only naval actions being taken. After that, Chile had success on the mainland, winning a decisive battle at Tacna, forcing the Peruvian and Bolivian armies to retreat. Even more interesting is that Bolivia apparently gave up on the war, letting their ally of Peru fight the war for them for the next 3 years. The next year, in 1881, the Chilean army managed to reach the Peruvian capital city of Lima. Following some turmoil, 2 years later, in 1883, a peace deal was signed between Peru and Chile. The next year, Bolivia signed a truce with Chile. The Chileans managed to do the impossible, defeating their enemies and gaining a lot of land in the process. The secret alliance between Peru and Bolivia couldn't stop the Chilean war effort. As a result, Bolivia lost their entire coastline, something they are very bitter about even up until today. Here is a fun fact for you. Bolivia still has a navy, despite them not having a coastline for 140 years. The idea is that once they get their coastline back, they can use their navy. Peru also lost quite a bit of coastline, as well as temporarily losing Tacna and Arica. In 1929, the border disputes were resolved diplomatically, with Tacna going to Peru, while Arica would remain in Chile. For Bolivia, it all went downhill from there. They had a civil war in 1898, where the ruling government was defeated. They were replaced with a liberal party, also known as a military junta. Just 1 year later, Bolivia would have a conflict in the Acre province. There were 2 series of wars over it, with Brazil intervening and annexing the rubber and gold rich area. In 1910, Bolivia and Peru had a skirmish, which yet again was lost by Bolivia. This resulted in all the border disputes going in favor of Peru. At that point, Bolivia had been at war with all of their neighbors, even losing a war to all of them. Wait, this neighboring country is Paraguay, and they didn't have a war with Bolivia. Well, that would change soon enough. In 1932, with the Chaco War, which was fought over the disputed area between the two countries. So, surely Bolivia would win this war against their much weaker neighbor, right? Well, you're not going to believe me when I say it, but after 100,000 casualties, Bolivia was yet again defeated in a major war. They lost most of the Chaco province to Paraguay, which set their modern-day border. In very short, Bolivia lost a war to all of their neighboring countries in the span of 50 years, devastating the nation. It all started with them somehow losing the War of the Pacific against Chile. So, what if all of that changed? What if everything went perfect for Bolivia, as some YouTubers would say? My point of divergence will be based around the Battle of Tacna. During the battle, Bolivian forces, under the leadership of President Campero, make a strategic decision that enables them to secure a decisive victory over the Chilean forces. This battle becomes a symbol of Bolivian and Peruvian determination. Bolivia, with the aid of Peru, regains control over its lost coastal territory, which includes the Atacama Desert and access to the Pacific Ocean. This is achieved through negotiations with Chile rather than a complete military conquest. A white peace would be signed for now, with Chile being forced to pay war reparations to both nations. The mineral-rich Atacama Desert becomes a significant resource of revenue for Bolivia, enriching the country even further. The victory strengthens the bond between Bolivia and Peru, who jointly fought against Chile. The two nations would continue to collaborate in various political, economic, and military endeavors. Chile would experience a political turmoil due to them losing the war and having to pay a lot of war reparations. The Chileans would like to take control over the Bolivian coastline, so they will focus their politics around that idea. Bolivia wouldn't have a civil war, continuing the strength of the current government. This means that they wouldn't be as vulnerable in the Acre conflicts. Most likely, they will deal with the rebelling province by themselves. Brazil could intervene, with a war between the two countries being in the realm of the possibilities, but I will not explore this scenario in this video. Acre will remain in Bolivia, despite Brazil not wanting for it to happen. Peru and Bolivia will continue improving their relations, with a union between the two countries being very possible to happen. They used to be unified for 3 years, in 1836 up until 1839. The idea will be revived, with a possible union between the two countries being discussed. In 1906, the union would be finalized with the birth of the Peru-Bolivian Confederation. Brazil and Argentina would fear the new more powerful nation. In 1909, Peru-Bolivia would temporarily ally with Argentina regarding the partition of Paraguay. The small country would be easily conquered by their larger and more powerful neighbors, where they would be partitioned. In 1916, Peru-Bolivia participated in the First World War on the side of the Entente. Brazil would also join the side of the Entente a bit later. With the two countries fighting a war on the same side, it would resolve their diplomatic issues and the two countries would coexist on the same continent. In 1940, during the Second World War, Peru-Bolivia would go to war against Ecuador, taking about half of the country, just as Peru had done historically. The Allies and Brazil would heavily oppose this decision and threaten with war. There is going to be a lot of tensions for the coming years. Peru-Bolivia joined the Second World War on the side of the Allies, as to compensate for the lands that they had just annexed. After that, Peru-Bolivia would become very strong and respectable nation in South America. The total population of the country would be around 12 million. They would come in second to Brazil and Argentina in terms of population. A partition of the country is possible, with Chile and Brazil wanting lands out of the country. It's difficult to say what would happen in this scenario, as well as if the United States would get involved. This is why I can recommend you check this video next about the United States purchasing Greenland before World War I. See you there!